Look who's here.
Somebody read the calendar. That's
Look
for
who's
sure.
here is Wendy.
From Nebrasky.
No, I can't.
A bagliato.
A bagliato.
I'll have a bagliato
I gotta
to go.
say it right because my Italian.
Abbliato.
Abbliato. And Tina Buck, who really is Italian.
Hey, how are you?
Good morning.
The easy name. That's a radio name.
Yeah, they're from Nebrasky Plumbing and Heating. As I mentioned earlier, Paul had a previous engagement he couldn't get out of. And so we got the two best fill-ins for him.
Thank you. We're happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
And Ryan, the Goose Gossiger, is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. 8 a.m. Saturday.
Who knows
game
nothing
time
about
with the
plumbing?
Goose. Nothing.
See, now I should.
nothing.
That's why
I
you call
should
Paul.
know about plumbing because when I worked for Channel Home Centers years ago in their management training program, that I spent a month in the plumbing department, which was the worst thing.
Flushed your education right down the drain.
You know, and you had to go to classes in Springfield, down to their Dr. Wally classes, and you had to learn.
Dr. Wally?
Dr. Wally was the
Sounds like a
spokesperson
kid's program.
for, yeah, it was true. And you had to learn plumbing and stuff like that, but it was like the worst department to work in with all little fittings and things, and all the guys would come in on Saturday morning and mix them all up, and you had to go and then end of the month, all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we have to do inventory. Well, let's see, there's 6,000 little quarter-inch elbows.
Nobody
Horrible
feels
stuff. So
sorry
it's
for
a
you.
tough field to be in.
Are you done yet?
Our warehouse looks the same
Does
way.
somebody?
Absolutely.
Do you have somebody that goes in the back and does that, or
We do.
Yeah, that's
we
a
do.
job,
Of course
man.
they have to, because people use the things all day long. You got to replenish them.
You got to have all those things on hand, all the fittings, all the the different types of pipes, the elbows.
I just want to
PVC.
read this. This was a follow-up to we were talking about Catholic school. So there's a text that came in. I went to Catholic school, and I am now a creative artist. I don't think that it takes away any individuality or at all, if anything, it might even enhance it because you're more aware or convicted. I think you mean something else. To be creative. What you can have, you want even more. Oh, that's interesting. There's another take. And by the way, Catholic school has changed a lot. Now they enhance. I met the woman a couple of times. She was actually at the Black Dirt Feast with John Dothett from Burke Catholic. The woman who teaches art classes there and creative writing, I think a few things. She's phenomenal. So that attitude is long gone.
Well,
anyway.
plus everything we learned back in the day is not true anymore anyway.
Well, it's all
I think
true.
there's
It's
8
just
planets now instead of 9. Everything we learned was wrong.
And which one are you from?
I don't know. Pluto.
Somebody wrote, Glad Frank's better. Is it that soup recipe a secret? And Taylor, I know you're a vegetarian, so what kind of soup do you have? We need to know.
You probably eat the soup without the chicken, though, right?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you
Which
make
is
the chicken
probably a
soup.
sin
It's still
because
it's still the broth.
It's
yeah.
the broth, but
you don't eat the pieces of chicken.
I eat the vegetables in the soup. I just don't eat the chicken.
I'll have to get that regimen from you.
It's so good.
She's got that regimen, man, and I've never
24 hours. I'm back out.
Wow.
I have never been sick and then well like I am today in like 3 days. I've never had that.
You don't even sound like you were.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a
Oh,
little
he was
cough.
dying.
I was dying
2 days ago.
You know,
Oh.
I thought I had COVID. I said I definitely have COVID, and I'm
He
testing.
tested
and,
at home
and then I went to the
twice.
doctor's office. I said,
They
"Test me
tested twice.
there's something wrong with my testing." And they go, "No COVID."
Yeah.
I'm like, "This is
Thank
crazy."
God.
All right, well, let's talk plumbing now. We're all tired of
Okay.
listening to your illness.
Okay.
Why don't we start? Paul always usually likes to start with giving away some money. So why don't we
Always love
start
giving away
with
money.
A
Ryan?
trivia question.
Go ahead.
So September 8th, what is the first American film that debuted today? I'm not going to give you the year. In which we see and hear a toilet being flushed.
And what year was this?
Well, I feel.
Oh, you don't want to say the
I
year.
don't want to say it right
all right,
away.
All right, don't say the year.
Was it? Can we do a decade? Like, was it the 70s?
Well, no, don't let let him do it. It's an answer.
You do it with the
She'll
2-second song contest.
Let us see if we get somebody that takes a guess at it, and then we'll go from there. Don't make it easy. Right away, she wants the answer.
Patience.
Patience.
I have none.
Taylor has none. It's like, all right, what
0.
year? Who was the guy that was the lead in the thing? Who produced it? What's the name of the movie?
What was his mother's maiden name?
Yeah. There
Okay,
you go.
all that.
All right.
So
for
first-
some reason, I have a glimpse of that happening, and I'm trying to remember which movie it was. I actually do remember that.
Yeah, I guess it was taboo to. Let me see.
Don't say it out loud.
What are we giving away? Away?
They're right.
They're right.
They're right, are they?
Oh.
What are we giving away?
So we're going to give away $50 gift certificate to our favorite restaurant, Yesterday's.
All right, Peggy. And I'm also giving away, even if you don't answer it, 2 tickets to see the Stylistics Saturday night at the Paramount Theater. Frank and I
If you
will
want
be there.
those two, yeah.
And actually, we're going to be interviewing tomorrow morning the lead guy who's the original of the Stylistics.
Oh, wow.
And his manager asked us to come backstage, by the way. Saturday night.
All right.
So it'll be wonderful. But anyway, yeah, somebody got the answer. You can't get it by texting. You got to call us, 845-651-1110.
And if you want $50 worth
so
of
there
food
you
in
can
your
go
pocket.
to dinner and a show.
Wow.
How's
what
that?
a night.
What a night. There's another song.
That's right.
Who sings that?
That's the Four Seasons
Four
there,
Seasons.
Taylor.
Yeah, late December
1976.
back in
December
63.
63. Oh, what a
Look
night.
at Ryan.
There we go.
Frank's
getting
starting
good.
to rub
He's-
off on you.
He's been playing a lot of our music here, so now it's all rubbing off on him.
Paul recycled the question. Which Paul? We don't. Paul.
Yeah, he actually said that once.
Yeah,
a long
actually,
time
you
ago.
know what? We did because I think we had it about 2 years ago, but I looked
Well,
at
look
the
at
date,
somebody's memory.
and it
That's right.
actually premiered on this day, so I thought maybe it would be good to just bring it back.
Okay.
All right,
Well,
so
we
we're
all
still
know
waiting
what it
for a
is
winner
here.
on the
But,
phone,
okay,
so-
so while we wait, let's talk about everything plumbing. What else do we got
Well,
there?
so it's interesting that you were talking about Catholic schools because, as you know, Paul and Tina, I think you met them there on that career day, spoke
Correct.
At Burke. And I don't know if, Tina, you want to kind of talk a little bit about your position at Nebrasky and kind of some of the things that we're trying to accomplish and change.
And what we're looking for there, which, by the way, today is Thursday, so you're going to hang around because Anne-Marie Maglione's coming in.
Oh, great.
She is the Director of Office for the Aging and a dear friend of mine. And I sent her the information, and she's very interested, and that way maybe you can directly talk with her
Because
as well.
Paul is
So-
looking for some assistance from the Office
Yeah.
for the Aging, and this would be a good
Absolutely.
connection.
So coming back from COVID, the 2 years of COVID, Paul felt that the company culture was really not what it should be. He was concerned about there was a disconnect between him and some of the members of the team. He had some ideas how to correct that, but couldn't really explore them because the management team on hand was it was stretched thin. Everybody was doing things to keep the business going from day to day. They had lost some people. So sometimes fate really presents itself because I sat in Rotary one day at Paul's table and I was looking for a next career opportunity for me, and Paul found a fit. So he hired me.
No, what I said to Paul, because I remember you and I spoke, and I thought, I wasn't thinking like what you could do. I just said, well, tell me what kind of person you're looking for. And I'm like, Tina's looking for a job, by the way. And you can't have anybody better. And then he wants to take credit for it. So go ahead, Paul. Who's on the line? Who is on that phone line?
I think we might have a winner, so we'll find out.
Oh,
But before
very
we'll get
good.
back to Tina in a second.
All right. So what's your first name and what town are you calling from? Hello?
Hi, Taylor. It's Terry. It's Terry from Vernon.
All right, Terry from Vernon. You want to go see the Stylistics?
Well,
Sure.
Yeah, that's what you'll get the 2 tickets for, because I think you just won something about, are we giving it to someone even if they won in the time limit that we have?
That's up to you.
Yeah, because normally we
I think
No,
it's
Taylor.
more than 30. It
Yeah.
might be more than 30 days.
I think it is.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so what's the answer?
Psycho.
That's
Yeah,
that's right.
That's Frank.
Ouch.
All right, so now you have won dinner and a show.
Wow.
You're gonna
That
have
sounds great.
You're gonna have a gift certificate to yesterday's, and you're gonna have 2 tickets to see the Stylistics Saturday
Yeah,
night.
you'll like it. Have you ever been to the Paramount Theater in Middletown?
I have. I saw Jimmy Stir there.
Well, who hasn't? Ryan, you haven't, have you?
Not yet.
Good.
No.
Well,
Tina,
good
have
for
you seen Jimmy at the Paramount?
No, I haven't.
Well,
Good for you.
And I no.
I
No, all right. I'm not even going to go
haven't,
around. Taylor has,
Sorry.
and I have. Yeah, the Christmas show is just wonderful, and he is doing it this year on the first Sunday or first Saturday, I think, in December this year. It's already did the commercial for him on that. So good to go. Well, we'll see you there too.
Anyway, Terry, let me ask you something. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What's your favorite radio stations?
WTBQ and WGHT.
All
There you go.
right. You should give her applause for that one.
We should. All right. There you go.
All right, Terry, hold on. I'm going to tell you how do you get your gift certificate.
Well, why don't you just have her?
No, I'm going to tell her how to get the gift certificate, and I'm going to tell her how to get her tickets for the show.
All right. So you tell her that.
What's the matter?
I don't know. When are you going to tell her? In about 20 minutes?
Thank you.
All right.
No,
All right,
no.
Terry, do me a favor. Just email me name, address, and phone number, and I'll then send you the info.
Will do.
All right. Thanks,
Taylor.
Terry. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Taylor doesn't think sometimes. It's all right. It's early.
I try not to think at all.
I'm the one that's sick. Come on, you're supposed to be thinking. You got to carry the
Is
show
that
today.
mentally or physically?
Yeah. So we're talking with Tina Buck about
yes, we're talking about how she got her job because
and
Paul,
what she does.
I think the bottom line here is Paul's so open, and he's very open to talking to people. He doesn't care about their background. He more cares about the person and the energy they bring and their work ethic.
Absolutely. And I know we actually met Tina. We had gone to dinner.
Yeah,
and met
the three of us went to dinner.
And I think what is interesting about the way Paul does think is everybody right now is having trouble keeping employees, getting employees, finding skilled workers. You speak to people who own restaurants or really any business.
Yesterday's is one of them.
And really, I think what he did, and part of that with hiring Tina was really trying to think outside the box, like how can we keep the employees that we have and keep them happy, and how can we bring on new employees? And, you know, that's why part of what him and Tina are doing is, you know, going to high schools or BOCES and speaking to students and either speaking about the trades or speaking about being a business owner to FBLA classes. And you know about the foundation and trying to help kids.
That's
in
what
the
I was thinking of
trades.
as you were talking.
And part of it is hiring Tina. And I'm sorry, Tina, I'll let you
No,
go
no,
ahead and
no.
talk about that.
You did a good background there, and
Yeah.
Tina's now going to explain about her experience and, you know, how it was for her to get the job and then what Paul's looking for now.
So in today's society and in business, it really costs a lot of money to keep rehiring people with the training and the amount of time. And so having somebody dedicated to employee engagement really is what I do. That's my primary focus, not my only focus.
More people should do that.
Yeah. So engaged employees are definitely more likely to stay in their career, their job. They'll be more productive. And even the clients that they go out, you can tell when a company, when the employees are happy, because it just resonates
And
when
we
they
hear
go
that
do their job.
all the time from customers that, oh, you're like my family. Nebrasky seems like a family.
We
and
have
it
our
is
guy that
true.
comes out to our house, too. We like Keith.
Keith, yep.
Yeah, see?
So part of that, I did some additional research to get back on track of where really I needed to focus my energy. I've worked in multiple careers now. I've
Banking
been,
for a long time.
and I've been in positions where the employers really cared about the employees, you know, that you felt important. You felt like you were involved with things. And over time, things changed. So I felt like I was uniquely qualified to try and bring that back here.
And
having
uniquely
experienced
qualified
it.
in other ways because you have a very calm demeanor. You listen when people talk. You can assimilate who they are. You have a good feeling about people. So all that comes into play when you're interviewing people and you're sitting across from someone, you know if they're real or not real. And I
Absolutely.
think that is a key thing when you're hiring.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for the new employees coming on board, I'm part of the onboarding process. I am their advocate. So if they are uncomfortable with anything in the job field, I talk to them about it. We've set up different communication platforms now. We have a communication board that I keep updated. We have a newsletter that I write, and that kind of updates everybody on what's going on in the other areas.
Yeah, because a lot of employees don't know what's going on, and they think of things in their mind. There's nothing more damaging and wonderful than your own imagination. It's sort of like when you were little and you used to watch scary movies and you didn't see the monster until the end.
Right.
And then you were scared to death and you saw the monster and you go, not so bad. And so it's the same thing. If you let people know ahead of time, like, here, we're here for you. Don't be afraid. It's sort of like talking to your kids. We want to communicate with you. We want to know if you're happy, you're not happy. We really want you to be happy to stay with us. When you do that with employees, they're going to be with you forever and do a great job.
So from the onboarding and now with the existing clients, what I did at first, I created a survey to kind of get to know.
Oh, that's a good idea.
To get to know what they like, what they're interested in, the commonalities that might bond between the employees. that was a great help. So it helped me to customize some, let's say, recognition, right? So recognition.
You do a
is
once a
very
month
part.
thing, I think,
We
if I
do.
remember.
Yeah. So our first Friday barbecue started shortly
Frank's
after.
Burgers.
Yes.
Started
Aren't you
after I
invited to
came
that,
on.
Ryan?
I did. I missed it this month. I have to get there
Poor
next month.
baby.
We'll save you a burger. Don't worry.
So the first Friday was really an opportunity for the whole team to come together because we have people, the guys that work in new construction, never even walk in the building. Not
Oh,
really.
right.
So we don't see them. So this is a perfect opportunity for everybody to get together. We have fun, you know.
Right.
We talk. There is now employee recognition. We have an exceptional employee where I started a nomination process. So we nominate each other. So if anybody goes above and beyond to help each other or to either help the
client,
company be
yep.
more profitable or even have their name individually recognized in a client review,
Right.
all of those things culminate into recognition. So
That's
we give them
great.
a certificate, a gift card, and we Paul presents that in front of the whole whole company.
I don't think people realize, if you're in business and listening, what that means to that employee. Because most of the time, what you see in companies where their turnover is so big is that they don't say, hey, great job. I mean, when your kids are growing up, you said, oh, good job, honey. Great job. And they then did it again. By the way, women out there, good to do with your husbands.
Yes.
Especially when the garbage is time to take it out. But seriously, I mean, you've got to reward good behavior, you know.
And just in the time Tina's been here, you could see the change.
That's wonderful.
And even down to, she asked them what their favorite candy was.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
sometimes when they'll come in and it's, you know, and it's a candy that she has to order because you can can't find it, it's so specific. And you should see their faces light up when she hands it to them.
Aw.
You know, just
that you were
making them
thoughtful
feel
enough to remember
exactly
that.
you
Yeah.
just specifically are thinking of them.
By
And
the way,
what a difference.
There's an old candy store in Chester, New Jersey. What's the name of that, Frank? We were in that old candy store that has all the old candy in it. You don't remember? We walked in there. Hello? Oh, it's the second thing to go, Frank. I'll tell you what the first is.
We don't want to know.
No, you don't. But there is places like that. They sell incredible, this candy store. Every candy you can imagine, and the ones that people ate like 50 years ago.
Right, yes.
Oh, it's great. Just to keep it on your list.
So it's great having the social event. It really is. One of the other things, though, that's really important is that people have to feel the job they do is important. And a part of that is developing skills. So the other thing that I've put in place with Paul is that we do bi-monthly check-ins now. So I'll ask, it's just a really quick kind of one-on-one, doesn't talk about money, anything like that. It's just, how are you feeling about the job today? Do you have any...
Do you find that any of them are afraid to tell you if there is an issue?
Initially, yes.
Yeah.
Well, no one, until they learn to trust me.
Yeah, true.
They won't open
There's
up.
no ulterior motive in it. It's
Right.
just we want you to feel good.
And it took a little time
I'm
for
sure.
some employees to warm up to me, but I think we've gotten beyond that.
How could anyone not warm up to you?
It happened quick.
The
Yeah.
least threatening person I know besides Wendy. Although I'd be afraid of Wendy.
So we put together training plans, development plans. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? Do you want to learn any other skills?
Don't ask me that because I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be a skill that pertains specifically to their job. It could be soft skills, Is it Excel? Is it something on the computer? It really all is honed in on what the employee needs to grow.
All right, so with all this in mind, if there are people listening out there, I know now, because that's why I reached out to Anne-Marie Maglione from Office for the Aging. We're looking for, Paul's looking for people at Nebrasky Plumbing and Heating, HVAC company, maybe retired or semi-retired. I mean, whether you know all about plumbing or not. Tell them what type of jobs that you're offering them.
So we're looking for 3 part-time individuals to represent us in 3 Home Depot offices.
And
or
where are
stores.
those? Where physically are those 3 Home Depots?
It is Middletown, Newburgh, and Harriman.
So if anybody out there knows someone, or your husband just retired and you're ready to kill yourself, this is a good job it's part-time. How many hours for each part-time job?
Up to 24 hours.
Or as little as?
Or as little as 15 to 20 hours.
Okay, so that
Or more if someone wanted
Yeah, if
more
someone
too.
wanted more,
Flexible.
too.
you're flexible on
Yeah.
that. So if you're in those areas or you're a short drive from there and you're a little bored and you want to earn a little extra money, what a great way to be social. I mean, you're going to meet tons of people, you know, obviously people who are into home improvement and everything, and you're going to have the tools to
Yep.
explain exactly what you're offering, which would be, what are they going to be talking about at Home Depot?
So
It would be a lead generator, so someone who can speak to the customers and get some information. Basically, it's more on HVAC
Yeah.
products, not plumbing.
And what would the HVAC products be primarily?
Heating, heating and cooling. So heat
And you'll give
pumps,
them
AC.
information for that. They don't have to have that
They don't
knowledge.
have to have,
Yeah.
and we'll train, and they don't have to have any of that technical knowledge. Just maybe someone who's interested in and likes people and
That's
is
the key thing.
outgoing and wants to supplement their income.
And you're going to have a giveaway to people to explain it even further, I'm sure, while they're sitting there and somebody says, I want more information, they can hand them and pack.
absolutely will
Yeah.
Oh,
have
absolutely.
everything
Yeah.
that they need.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
and
they
be
don't have-
and support. They'll have 100%
Right. They don't
support.
have to be able to explain the ins and outs of every
No.
system. They're just trying to get them interested.
If they're interested, yes.
Yeah, people who may want a new system in their house, or they're moving to a house that doesn't have one, and they want to know how to put it in, or who's going to put it in, and what it's going to cost, and how long it takes. You
so
know,
it's,
some of
it's
that.
basically like taking a customer in Home Depot's interest and asking them questions and putting them together with answers that they need. So if it's for an HVAC system or service, something like that, the representative who we hire will talk to the customer and qualify, see what it is that they really need. It's really like coordinating somebody with the need and to fulfill that need.
So here's what somebody just asked: is this a salary position, salaried or commissioned?
There will be a flat hourly wage as well as incentive for
Oh,
every
for each
closed
both.
book sale.
Both.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so everybody out there, if you're interested or you know someone who may be interested in this, it is both a hourly rate wage and I guess, I don't know if you call it commission or an incentive, whatever it may be, you'll get twice. If the system
Yep.
gets sold, you're going to obviously get the person's name and
Yep.
email address and all that good stuff. And they'll keep track of that. Your name will be there for the person that spoke to them.
Yep.
And then if that person then, hires Paul Nebrasky Plumbing and Heating, you'll get commission on that plus your regular hourly salary.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I think that's great for people out there. Remember, the baby boomers are retiring in huge numbers right now. And so, people, nobody who's a baby boomer wants to sit home. That was the generation of, going with sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So at this point in their life, they're like, yeah, I'm not sitting home. What do I do? What can I do?
I wish my dad lived closer. First of all, he loves to work, he loves people, and he loves Home Depot.
Where does he live?
In Lake George area, so he's too far. But
Maybe they'll do Lake George one day.
maybe he could see if anyone at his local store.
Oh, that's right. What am I asking for? Of course he lives in Lake George. I don't know why. For some reason, I just thought they went up there for the summer or something. So they live
They
there.
used to, yeah, but now they live there all year round.
He
Yeah,
may move.
we'll see.
We'll see. But okay, so besides all of that, you are looking for employees on a regular basis for Nebrasky Plumbing and Heating also.
We're always looking for anyone interested in a career in HVAC,
And
plumbing,
age
heating.
and background doesn't matter. It's going to depend on you and sitting down with Tina and Paul and Wendy and seeing if you all are happy together.
Right.
And they're open to everyone. I mean, there are certain things I can't talk about on the radio, but Paul has an open mind about people. I will tell you that. He's somebody who believes in second chances.
Absolutely.
And he's got a kind heart, and he's really good, really honest about that. He came from humble beginnings. He knows what that like. He has not forgot where he came from, and he wants to reward people for a good job, a job well done.
Absolutely,
So you
yes.
can't work for better people, really. And I have to say that. And by the way, the same thing goes, now we're talking about employees on Yesterday's Restaurant, because they are in dire need of employees. I mean, they're the nicest people to work for.
I think Peggy said she hasn't had a day off, and
No.
I don't know how long.
She and I commiserate every day, trust me. It's like, when are you going to sleep? I don't know. When are you going to sleep?
Yeah.
It's just, my heart breaks for them. And they do double shifts. So, John will do a double shift, then Peggy will do one. It's exhausting. So anybody who just needs part-time work as a waiter or waitress, Great tippers go in there, you know.
And it's
packed.
a nice place. It looks like
Oh, it's
such a
great.
nice place to work, too.
Yeah, they're wonderful. And always packed. I went there for lunch the other day at a business meeting and packed. Just packed. And every's really
They're
nice.
busy. Yeah,
they
they're
are
very busy.
Because they have good food and good service. What do you want?
Yeah.
It's our Cheers. It's-
Yes, right.
That's all I can tell you. All right, so if people want to find out more, Tina, how would they contact you?
You could email me at tinab@nebraskyplumbing.com.
Is there another Tina there?
Nope.
No.
Oh. Is that what you do there, Tina, and the last and then, oh, okay.
Yes.
Mine's easy. It's just my first name. All right, but yeah, Tina B at Nebrasky.
Plumbing.com.
.com.
Yes.
All right, so you're staying,
Okay.
and we are going to do the 2-second song contest. Good morning, Peggy. So,
Can I
then-
work in Home Depot? I would love to
Oh,
do that.
Frank would love
I'm in there all the
Sure.
time.
We'll give you an interview.
I've
Happy
got
to
my
have
parking
you,
spot.
yeah.
I got my
Paul
own
would
parking
hire
spot.
him in a second.
I could sell anything.
Absolutely.
I could teach those guys what
You know,
to do.
you would enjoy that.
Well, you know, originally when Home Depot got started, a lot of the other companies that they ate up, like Rickle and Channel, a lot of the managers from there went and were looking for jobs. They would take any job to become the plumbing manager or whatever. You had qualified people in there that knew how to,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, years
those people,
ago.
Rickle and Channel, they trained their employees
But
exceedingly
also,
well.
if you remember, a lot of the people that went to work at those places, including when Home Depot opened, were
Sure.
retired plumbers or carpenters
were,
or
yeah.
builders. So it was different.
So there are still some people that know what they're doing, but a lot of people don't, you know,
Yeah,
and it's
that
kind of like,
we know.
and they don't, you know, help you a lot. And sometimes maybe I got a 30% chance
Listen,
of finding what I'm looking for.
I got an idea.
with some good information behind it.
You'd love this job. On a Saturday, because Ryan's here Saturday morning, and we don't do the morning show on the weekends, thank you, God.
Yeah.
You could do that,
Oh, I'd love to do that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
and you get paid.
yeah,
right?
make money on it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
bet
that's I see that on a lot of the Home Depots now where they have signs up. You know, can't build it yourself. We have people that will do it for you.
You have
know,
one in
whatever it is, so-
Middletown?
Yes.
Frank,
Yeah. See, there you go.
20 minutes.
There it is.
I'll drive you and drop you
And
off.
there it is.
My pleasure. I may come back and
No,
get
but you know the only problem though is Taylor. I'd probably buy more from the store than I would
Yeah,
be
I know.
making, and that becomes
If
a problem.
anybody ever wants to buy Frank a birthday gift on his or Christmas, just get him a Home Depot.
No,
gift
yeah, I
card.
go through those
My son and
quickly.
daughter-in-law do that all the time.
It's
It's the
interesting.
thing that makes them the happiest.
Well, I
that
find
for
it
my dad,
fascinating.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't get him anything else.
I never knew I was so much into home improvement until I got out of college and got into working in a store. Then Home Depot came along and it was like, wow, they have everything here.
Yeah,
you know, and
because
then
your
it was just
dad
great.
was not into. Your dad was the head of a Italian guy, head of a union in New Jersey.
Yeah, so he liked.
Frank is Italian, you know.
Yeah, half
Oh,
Italian.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
I never.
changed his last name on the way in. His family.
So we
Oh,
never,
interesting.
he didn't do any construction. He always hired people to do stuff,
Yeah.
you know. So
So you
I find it
loved-
fascinating.
yeah, he loved
I'm a
it.
do-it-yourselfer. I love working on stuff.
That's true.
But once
cool.
you get your first home, or sometimes you have no choice. You have to
Yeah.
figure it
Right.
out
Yeah.
yourself.
The
and-
more you know, and even
That's
if you're
right.
not, I always say this too. If even when it comes to plumbing and everything, now one thing I will not touch is plumbing. Because
Or
I know
electric.
the complexity of it. If you don't tighten it just right, it's either going to leak or you're going to break the fitting. You know, so it's just there's a
The
knack.
damage that can
I
be
see
done.
Paul
Damage that
shaking
can be
his head
done
right now.
Right.
Yes.
There's a knack to that, and electrical wiring the same thing. I'll handle everything else, but when it gets over my head, I call the professionals. But from what I watch and what I know if the professional's doing it right. I can tell if it's a good job or it was a
So
not a
he's
good job.
watching
So
Keith on the first time Keith came out there.
like a hawk.
Like a hawk. So he came back and he goes, does he think I was doing something wrong? And Paul's like, no, his classic car was right in front of you. He's a maniac about that car. And
Yeah.
also he likes to learn.
Yeah, unfortunately, your husband will go nuts because
Yeah.
the furnace is in the garage. So it's kind
Yeah,
of
Tina's husband is a Corvette. That is
Yeah.
yeah. So
absolutely-
when you got a mechanic in there, and typically mechanics will just come put things down or knock
Yeah.
things
Frank
over.
is
you know.
like, just stand. I'm not allowed in the garage, by the way.
Neither am
I'm
I.
No.
Yeah.
My dad,
Neither am I.
my
There
dad
we
has
go.
a Model A, so my mother's
Oh.
not allowed in the garage.
There we go.
Yeah, so I understand.
Don't
So
go
what
in
is
the
it with you
bathroom.
women that like to? I don't get it. I don't know.
What don't you get?
Like
Listen, when
the
I get
delicate
in that car, you're like, don't put your feet on that, put it on that, don't touch
Exactly.
the handle. I'm like, I don't even want to go in the car.
You do that in the house
Take
a
your
lot of
shoes off.
times.
You
People
have to
do
take
that.
your shoes off to get in.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah, no food or beverage in the Corvette. Otherwise, I'm banned.
Beverage? Don't even think about it. Oh my God.
Isn't it pretty funny?
I had to go in the garage one night. What happened? We heard this weird noise.
Yeah, shut the furnace
there
off
he
or
is
whatever.
because there's like a hallway from the living room to the with a closet in there. don't touch this, watch out for that, move over there, go to the left, don't go to this side. I'm like,
Well, because
it's
Taylor
2 in
is
the morning, just shut up.
Taylor is very rough on things. I don't know if you've noticed it. Just watch her open a bottle. It's like, ah, she almost rips it open with her mouth. She takes the thing off.
No
like
exaggeration.
No,
right, okay.
she's tough. Just, it's delicate stuff. You don't want a little scratch. Yeah, you got to be careful. So it is kind of funny. So we differ there.